my scoring average 6 months ago was around 73. Now we're around 70. So in 6 months, I've slashed 3 shots off my score. I want to share with you the 4 things that have contributed to this massively. We're going to start with iron play. And there's a little bit of a trick that I wasn't doing and I now am doing to take my greens in reg from the 13 where you saw it in the last few videos up to now 14 to 15 greens around, because my scoring iron strike has been so much better. Also, I'm going to share with you driver, putting and chipping, and I think you've got to think, if you really want to slash your scores, it has to come from every department of the game. If a YouTube coach or someone on YouTube says it's just one area, well, unfortunately, they're lying. Okay, so let's start with our irons. Now, we've all got the best intention, and we've seen on videos before that we want to hit down the golf ball. And if I just show you this here, we want that low point to be ahead. So can you see where that alignment stick touches the ground? And if my club head was tracing the arc of this white alignment stick, it would be traveling down into the golf ball, then lowest point down in that ground. That's how we create that nice divot. Now, we can have that with the best intention. We can have the best swing thoughts, but under pressure, they can go, can't they? Let's be honest. So the trick that I've had in my mind, and I use this as a visual, this is how I've done it on the range though. Because with our irons at low point wants to be like 2-3 inches ahead, what I've done is, ahead of my golf ball, I place an alignment stick roughly a club head, okay? This is for the range, I appreciate that. Now, when I'm addressing that golf ball, my simple focus is, it sounds crazy, but to almost forget the golf ball and focus on it coming down and catching this point here. So the golf ball's just getting in the way. You know, when you look at a top ball striker, let's say the Masters, right? It's round the corner. You look them on the range and it's just like, the ball gets in the way. Well, I think you can start to get this. So my iron mentality now and how I practice on the range, but also take it to the golf course, I imagine that on the course, but then I'm practicing. Oh, that was ripped. Little tidy draw. And look, I'm now hitting down on it. The angle of attack has a negative number on it, and it feels a little bit automatic. Right, let's now jump to the course, because you think that's going to save your shots. If you do miss the green, which is going to happen, you need to be dialed on the chipping and with the putting too. Let's jump to the course before we finish with driver. Next, and honestly, this is one of the biggest changes that I have made going into this season. And I hope you take this inspiration to change in your game. Understanding how you hit the low, the medium, and the high chip shot around the greens. I'm going to use my 58, and I've got a lot better. I can still got room for improvement, but a lot better at playing those 3 shots with this club. Now you could change loft as well, but just get good at doing it with one club first. So I've chosen my 58. That might be 54 for you, it might be 52. Let's look at maybe sand wedge or lob wedge though. So let's start with the low. How I play this, really nice and simple. Let's say that toe of the club now is at 12. If you had a clock face around that head, and I put my hands on the golf club. The ball goes towards the back of my stance, and my weight is on my front side. This is what I would class as my simple low chip out here. A little bit of check, a little bit of rollout. That would be the low. Now, moving into the medium, this is the change I make. I still keep my club face at 12 o'clock, but this is the difference. I just move my ball now, instead of being on my back foot, to the middle. And simply, that reduces the amount of shaft lean I'll have at impact. So imagine it came in like this would hit it lower. Now it's coming in more like this, it's gonna pop it a little higher. More like our medium. Also, my angle of attack, how the club's coming into the ball, is not as steep because I've moved that ball just a little bit further forward. So, see how that just pops a little higher? I overhit it a little bit, but just to demonstrate that point of being comfortable, understanding how you manipulate ball position, stance, and now the final one for the high, to have to your advantage, because when you do miss the green, you want to be able to get up and down. So the final one here on the short game element, this is where it changes a little bit more. Now, we talked about the club face being at 12. I now want you to open it to 1 o'clock, then put your hands on. you're going to move the ball right to that front foot, and you now can just make the same swing. Look how much higher that went. Oh, told you this has got a lot better. Right, that's so key if you want to lower your scores. Let's now move on to the next part. This has just reminded me. Now, if you comment, send, and subscribe to this channel, I only send it to subscribers, I'll send you a PDF breakdown of this entire video, so you've got it as a checklist when you either go out and practice next, or you head out on the golf course and play a tournament. Because imagine having this in your back pocket. Now on to putting. 3-putting is a killer, and no matter what level of handicap you are, I think this is a great leveler of the game. You know, this has also reminded me of playing with Mark Crossfield. My distance putting wasn't great at all. You can check that vlog out, I'll leave a link to it down below. Oh, it was disappointing. I've been working hard on it, but it definitely needs more improvement, and this is what I've been working on to get my distance putting better. So nice and simple, before I go out on any round, I hit putts like this. I hit 9 putts. I hit 3 on a flat, 3 uphill, 3 downhill. But this is what I do as my reference. I take the putter back, so I stand to my golf club. My ball position is roughly a hand span from the middle of my right foot. The 3 putts I hit at each of those scenarios, all I'm doing is taking the putter head back level with my foot and then through, just like this. And then measuring how far that goes. And I have a calibration for flat, up and down. So for example, I hit the 3, take the average, 1, 2, 3, that's roughly 9 feet. So if I've got 27 feet here on a flat putt, work that out, Alex, this is testing my maths. It's roughly 3 handspans back, 9, 18, 27. So you get more comfortable, and one thing I'd say is it's not set in stone, it's a guide. So you do that for those 3 scenarios, and you get in on the golf course, you pace your putts out when you walk into the green or you guesstimate it, and I'm working out 3 handspans, and just like that, I've got way more confidence. Past the hole, tap in distance, that I'm not going to whack it really far past, or I'm not going to leave it short. I get it in that bin lid so many more times. That is seriously going to help you. Let's head now back inside. Now I'm getting a little bit nervous. We're less than 20 days to my first event. Wish me luck. Now, the final piece is driver. I've been working hard on speeding it up, and one of the ways in which I've hit the golf ball further with driver is to actually speed up my backswing. I'm going to show you how you can do this too. Now, the reason why that is important, I want you to think of it being a closer match. So the speed we go back has an influence on the speed we come down. A bit more of a flow to this, as opposed to, I think a lot of people, and I had this mentality of being like slow and then fire. Well, if I hold this here and just illustrate that, if I go slow and then fire, I can be a little bit out of sorts. So how I've sped up my backswing to actually speed up my downswing is really nice and simple. Instead of feeling like I count 1, 2, I've tried to finish my backswing, still finish it, key here, before I've counted to 2. So like maybe like 1.5. So rather than it being 1, 2, hit, I felt it more like 1, 2. See the difference? It's a little bit brisker. Before it was this, 1, 2, fire through. And you know what? The result's not bad. 266 carry, but 113 club head speed. This is now 280 carry, 116 club head speed. Bulleted. Come on, look, that's the difference. 116 from 114, 266 to 280. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't feel tougher, and this is why it appeals to anybody. Now, you might not be 114 to 116, even if it's 90 to 96, whatever that might be, being a bit brisker can genuinely add some speed. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe. I know it will slash your handicap.